We are live.
Hello.
Good evening, Miss Katie.
Oh, yes, it is evening for you, isn't it?
It is. It's kind of
And it's
late for
like,
me.
yeah, right? I know. It's crazy because I was waking up and I was like, what time is it for her? And I was like, it's late.
I mean, it's not that late, but I realize with this time zone thing that the later I come on, I think it is better for people that are not in this country because I do get people from other countries watching. So I've been
Yeah,
sort of pushing, I've been pushing the time back
back.
further and further.
Okay.
Um, it's all good. It's getting dark like super early now. I hate that.
Yeah, well, you guys are higher too on the globe. Higher than me, which I don't know if that means it gets darker sooner. Here it gets dark about 5 o'clock, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's around 4 or 5. You can feel the lights going now, and I just really hate that
Me too.
feeling
I
because
wish
it's
we
like,
could just skip it. Let's stop
do
it.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
awful. So, anyways,
and how was your Thanksgiving?
oh, it was good. It's
Good.
always just my family being like how they are. It's always at my mom's house, and then my aunt is like, "I don't know where you keep this. I don't know where you keep anything." And my mom's like, "You ask me every year, where do I keep my spatulas or whatever?" So,
Oh,
it's just stuff like
is it
that, and I'm like,
ever smile and wave? Okay, lovely
"Yeah,
to see you.
yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
So, I'm happy it's over. Let's say that.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about it and I was thinking, I'm thankful to have you.
Oh,
And
you
I know
thought about what
Nathan's
you're
not going
thankful
to.
for?
Yeah, I did. I was like, this is so appropriate that we're doing a live at Thanksgiving because it was you that said it's Thanksgiving this weekend. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have even thought about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
I'm sure.
and I was like, I'm thankful for you guys because you kind of make me feel sane.
Really?
Like I'm not the only person that goes deep into the realms of online bullshit.
Well, that's the thing, right? Every week we
This is
have
Katie
to
from Online
find
Bullshit.
something.
Everyone.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. We have
It's
a
not that hard in my
podcast.
world, trust.
Yeah. And so I kind of will just choose topics that are interesting, I think. Like I'm sure that's how you do it too, is like, what do I want to learn about for hours and hours? But I feel like sometimes, because we'll get requests. I don't know. Do you get requests?
Mm.
And then I'll go
It's
down those
really
rabbit
funny
holes?
you should say that. But recently, I don't know if this person is watching. I really want them to watch. But
Okay.
recently, I've had this person come onto my comments relentlessly.
Are they mean?
Like every time I post a video, they come into the comments and go, "Hi, how are you? Have you looked into Ashton Kutcher yet?"
Are
I'm
they
like,
mean or are they nice?
I just
You know
don't
what?
know.
You know what? I
They're not
feel,
mean. Like the thing is, like you
they have
just
a lot
said,
to
I have
say.
to feel like I have to feel like I'm interested in something. Like to that's why I make a video because I already have had experience. Like if I see something that's trending or in the kind of in my recommendations that I have a connection to already, then I'm like interested to see what their take is, and then that makes me feel like, oh, I can contribute to this. But I'm not going to just like randomly pick a topic that I know nothing about and make a video about it. I'm sorry, that's not what my channel's about. It's like bringing learned experience and trying to create some kind of community for people that can relate. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so this person was like, and I think I have a feeling it was after I posted the Alexa Nikolas video, and they were
Mm.
like, I really like your takes. You know, I need you to look into this topic about
Mm.
Chrissy Bixler. And I'm like,
Mm.
who the hell? No, it was like Ashton Kutcher and his girlfriend, or his wife, sorry. And I'm like, why, what did they do? And then they started saying, oh, it's like that Danny Masterson's
Mhm.
ex-girlfriend has accused Ashton Kutcher of like
The
being
same kind of
involved in a
stuff.
murder. And I was just like, okay, I've not heard anything about this. So I said, okay, I'll look into it. So I looked it up. I couldn't find anything about it. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I know there was a lot of rumors about Ashton Kutcher circulating during the Diddy trial, and none of them turned out to be correct. So I really wouldn't take any notice. But that apparently
They
they just
said
did.
they said Ashton Kutcher was
They
involved in what?
a murder?
Oh. Here's what I think that is, okay?
God,
It was, like, towards the beginning of his career, and he was casually dating someone, like, I think they'd been on a few dates, and they were supposed to meet up, but he was being kind of a fuckboy, and
right.
kept saying, "I'll be there later. I'm out with the boys. I'll be there later." And then he finally shows up to her house, and it's pretty late at night, and he sees in the window blood on the floor. And he probably opened the door and went in and saw that she was dead. And then
He
he
sees in the
called.
window blood on the floor.
Yeah, because like, that's the story he told, and then that he called 911, but
Oh,
really, he called Danny Masterson first to say, "What should I do?" Because, like, I put my hand
oh.
on the door, there's gonna be fingerprints. And he says, "Well, like, I guess Danny Masterson said, "You have to tell the authorities," but then you just say, like, "This is all you saw and you weren't sure." So, he was going to go on it wasn't a date, I'm sure it was just a hookup session with a woman who
Right.
wound up dead, and
Was
so I
that
think at that time, like you said, with the Diddy trial, people wanted to say, "Oh, well, Ashton Kutcher probably killed her," when I don't think that's ever been his thing. Like, he's never been into, like, murder, you know?
yeah, okay, that makes sense now. But where was the original source of that story? Do you know? Because you said he said that.
It was written about, I think, in a magazine because
Oh, so it was a report. It wasn't like
yeah,
a police thing or
I think he probably had to testify at the trial too. Let me see.
oh. Yeah, you okay, so yeah, I mean, look, I'll be honest with you, yeah. I've not met I was trying to remember because I've actually worked with Mila Kunis when
Oh,
she was with
okay.
him. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember I was literally trying to remember whether he came in,
Mhm.
but I couldn't remember. So if I did meet him, it obviously didn't make an impression.
Yeah.
But she was really nice. And they seemed like, quite a healthy couple. And also, the other thing is that previous to that, one of my other clients that I've spoken to you about, I think, or I have spoken about on my lives, um, was really good friends with Demi and Ashton when they were together.
Oh. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't
I
know,
was
I
always
think
sort of in the room hearing about them, and I never heard any of that kind of stuff. I mean, I definitely know, you know, this is the thing with a lot of these people. They have substance problems going on, and what you hear in the stories is not the is it's just like distractions. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
But like I just thought to myself, this is not something I'm really that interested in. Like, it sounds like a load of, I don't know.
Well, I think if anything, he was
Sounds like a
just
rumor that's
friends
got
with
out of
like
hand.
a shitty guy, you know?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
because they made a statement against Danny Masterson, but I mean, even with that, I wasn't really that absorbed in that case, you know. And this is
right.
what we're going to be talking about today, anyway. So it really leads us into it quite nicely. But she yeah, so this person in my comments, they seem to not get the message, so they've literally been commenting every day asking me if I've looked into it and talking about this Chrissy Bixler person who I looked her up, and she's like, I'm not being funny, but I'm not going to take someone on TikTok seriously. Like, people have got to start understanding that these people are going on TikTok to attract, they want
Mm,
to be viral, they want to attract a lot of viewers. They could literally say anything. It's very difficult for me to take people on TikTok seriously. That's why
mm,
I pretty much stay away from it. So yeah, I think I've quite politely responded to this person saying that I have
no.
no interest in talking about it and that it's probably bullshit. And then
Mm.
they still comment. So
Oh,
have you looked into it yet? And I'm like, okay, this is getting really weird now.
yeah. I think Chrissy Bixler was a victim of Danny Masterson. And then I think,
Right.
I mean, maybe
But
kind
why
it
would
it kind
she
of
be starting a rumor about it? That's what I'm.
that's the thing. It kind of relates to Alexa Nikolas, which she's just confusing to me. But I'm thinking in my head, if Chrissy Bixler was, like a victim, she might feel like she's doing something getting on TikTok and saying all this stuff when it's like, yeah, we know Danny Masterson is shitty and that he R-worded a bunch of women, but then he got convicted, so I think we're ready to move on. We don't really need to like dwell.
Right? That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's
Yeah.
like with Chris Watts, it's like people
Right.
want to keep that going about, well, did the girlfriend know? And
I
it's like, I'm
know.
not being funny, but we are not detectives. I know you.
Yeah.
I I know you've been talking about that podcast series, Medical Detectives, or whatever. It's like we're just people that are doing content on YouTube. Like, we are not PIs. And oh yeah, that was it. So the last comment they left was like, would you consider DMing the cast of one of what was the show? I don't even know the show that
That
they were
70s
on.
show? It must have
I
been.
was like, no, I am not DMing anyone. Like, this is so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, even like when I like to do my comments out in the open anyway, if I do speak to someone, because that way it's very transparent. If they want to open up a channel of communication, then, you know, we
You can
can
like refer back
move
to
that
it.
forward. But like, wasn't that how I initially contacted you? I
Yeah.
commented on your video because I think that's a really sensible way to go about it. It's like, I'm not, if I someone's random person sent me a DM, I would just run a mile. Like,
Yeah.
do you know
I
what I
don't
mean? But
yeah, I never know what I think because sometimes you meet people who have interesting stuff to say and sometimes you meet people who are just kind of going in their own loop on the internet and so they think they're saying something, but they're not. And so that makes me think of Alexa because
well, this
here
is
was
what I
my
was going to say, because that was exactly why I started my channel, because I had that experience with exactly a group of people that were going way too far.
right, right.
And I didn't,
The
and no one
BJ
was
people?
right.
Right. Okay.
And then that was actually how I got introduced to Alexa. So I was going to ask you, how did you get introduced to Alexa? You go first.
Well, yeah, so I was watching these videos and remembering, I think it, especially the Free Britney movement, did kind of spotlight her, because I include myself in the Free Britney movement because I always wanted Britney to be free. But I'm not quite sure what the best thing for Britney would be, but I was mad at her sister, Jamie Lynn, because I felt like Jamie Lynn was just kind of turning her back on Britney. And then we had this story from Alexa Nikolas being another actor on the set of Zoe 101 and just being bullied by Jamie Lynn and then bringing Britney into it. And I was like, that's crazy. And then I think Alexa started making a name for herself on YouTube. And there was so much talk already about child stars being kind of like victimized. So I just kind of assumed Alexa Nikolas worked on the set with Dan Schneider. So she must have been, oh my God, every time I say her name, my Amazon Alexa is like
I just thought there was someone
activated.
in the room.
No, it's terrible. She comes on all the time and I'm like, I'm not talking to you. So I always thought she must have been, I
You
don't
thought she
know
was legit.
exactly what. I thought she was somehow a victim of Dan Schneider and that someday we would get that story, even though I felt like she would just get on these live streams and just go in on people. And because live streams, the nature of live streams is that they can go on with so much dead air,
Mm.
I would be like, okay, I don't have the patience to sit and watch this. And
Yeah,
then
especially her. Like, I've only seen bits of her live streams, but she
me
just is
too.
one of those people that speaks in word salad.
Yeah. Well, then she got put in the Quiet on Set documentary. And it was, if you ask me, she was kind of the biggest name person being interviewed on that show. She had like made this name for herself. And then I think the documentary came out and she like badmouthed it. She was like
The quiet
they
on
didn't,
set.
yeah, she was like, I don't like what they did with that.
Oh.
But I think from my
So what
memory
year
it
was this?
was,
23.
yeah, I think it was 23 cuz I was living here and I moved in
Right.
2023. Um but I think it's because, and I thought it was a fine idea to let Drake Bell tell his story. Do you know about what happened to him?
So this is my understanding is that he was on Drake,
Drake and
Josh,
Josh?
Drake and Josh,
Yeah.
and then someone inappropriately touched him
Mhm.
as a minor.
And he went to trial and he somehow convinced all these other child stars to write letters supporting him. Like the
Right.
cast, like some of the cast of Boy Meets World have since come out and said, I don't know, he told me that this younger guy seduced him. So he was claiming to all these other like pretty young actors that it was a consensual relationship and that someone was just angry retroactively because of the age difference, but that it was consensual and like he wasn't doing anything nefarious. And so all these kids wrote letters supporting him, saying that he's a great guy when he's inappropriately touched many people. He had already been like convicted, I think. I'm not quite
This
sure.
is
That might not be it.
the Brian Peck
Brian
guy.
Peck. Yeah.
Right.
But so then Drake
So
Bell grew up and then he sort of did the same thing where he had a relationship with a much younger person. And I'm not exactly sure what happened with that, but I I think
yeah, I
his
know a little bit.
okay.
All I know is there was, well, I know there was a trial. There's
Okay.
an actual.
Yeah.
I actually saw court footage of it.
Okay.
Um, and he was convicted. Well, I saw a sentencing. Sorry, I saw a sentencing Zoom call. It was done on Zoom,
Uh-huh.
I think. But he was convicted of um, inappropriate communication with a minor or something. Like it wasn't
Rape
a
case.
violent. Yeah, it wasn't a violent
Okay.
assault conviction, but I think that could have been part of the case. I haven't looked that deeply into it because honestly, like there's only so many hours in the day. But what I
Right.
know is she was underage. There was text exchange when she was underage and he was asking for pictures and stuff. And then
As they always do.
yeah, it seems to be a pretty common thing.
Yeah.
Um but look, the point is that is what I would call grooming. There's text evidence of it. There's
Yeah.
text evidence of going, oh, I don't would get want to get us in trouble. Like
Yeah. I think
that's
he can be guilty but also be a victim at the same time, you know?
I agree with that. Um, I just think that this is a really interesting topic because somehow I got sucked into it, you got sucked into it, and I didn't even know. But there's a niche of victim support, kind of survivor advocacy, activism,
Yeah.
community, whatever you want to call it. And
Yeah.
it's just like I literally got sucked into it without even realizing, to be honest with you. Because I
Like
did, do you know what I mean?
you were kind of a supporter of Alexa. Is that it?
Mm-mm, not at
Never?
all. No, no. But the
Okay.
first time I think I sort of like heard about this Eat Predators thing because I was obviously watching BJ Investigates. And that's a
Yeah.
crime scene.
Yeah.
So that was going on, and in the background there was this talk. There was always talk of Free Britney. I never really was involved in that. I didn't really know the full story, but I just knew that she had been a part of it. And it was only after the trolling started that I found out that these people came from that movement and that there had been this huge bust up within the movement involving BJ and other people. So then it started
Hmm.
to make a lot more sense. So in the background, while that was going on, there was talk in the comments about this program coming out. And I remember reading comments, and people were like, have you heard about Eat Predators? Have you heard about the Nickelodeon documentary? And this is why I'm like super wary of anyone that's all over comments because someone's spreading that stuff. And
Oh, it's almost
it's not
like yeah.
astroturfing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So when things sort of started to go a bit downhill with BJ, she brought her on
Oh, okay.
one day as a guest, and I remember like this. That was our first experience of watching her, and I remember talking to the people that I was in contact with at the time about it, and we all just thought she was a bit weird because they were talking
Alexa?
about just a bit disingenuous, like um she was talking about, so I think they both got mixed up in Scientology as well, which is going back to the Danny Masterson thing. I did look a little bit into Scientology, but it's such a huge
Mhm.
thing to get into. It's like you sometimes you just got to park things up and be like, I'm not getting into that. Like it's
Yeah.
way too messy and you'll never get to the bottom of Scientology. Like, but yeah, so I think it was something to do with Scientology and maybe they had crossed paths or something. So she came onto this her show And yeah, she was just a bit phony. And then like the way she was talking about Amanda Rabb, it was just a bit like we were all like not very impressed at all, because it was just the way she was talking about it. Like it was just about the sort of it was all about the ratings and all about the editing skills, and she
Oh
didn't
my
really show
God.
any. Yeah, she was like, "Oh yeah, it's such a great video." Like she was commenting on the quality of the video, not about the actual woman that was in the video. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's what
And
Alexa was doing. She was like, "Oh my God, BJ, I
um,
love you because you're so good at your videos."
and now it turns out that like some of Alexa's, see, I didn't know this then, but it kind of makes sense now, because there's an overlap between her kind of crowd
Mm,
and BJ's crowd, and I think they were like getting BJ to support her, and or vice versa. But these people are like, they're like, I think I'm obsessed with what goes on online. They're on a whole new level. Like, these are
yeah,
people that make like
because
multiple accounts. They will have to watch every video.
mm,
They're like constantly getting into people's business, trying to tell them who they could speak to, what what videos they should be watching, who they should be following. So that came to light to me
mhm,
when I um recently started hearing that Alexa Nikolas wasn't such a great person. So I'd kind of forgotten about her after that BJ thing.
yeah.
And then like in the last few months, a lot of people are talking about oh no, so then sorry, I've missed out a bit. So there's this journalist called Kat Tembarge. So I think she was a little bit involved in Free Britney, and she's also written about like predators on YouTube and stuff.
Mhm,
And so there was this whole like showdown after I had seen her on BJ's channel, where her and Kat Tembarge got into it, because I think Kat Tembarge was working for a publication like NBC or something. And she was doing these kind of like YouTube commentary, influencer world kind of stories, exposes, and whatever.
mm.
So she pitched a story about it. But in the end, the article wasn't commissioned.
Oh.
So she was just doing a little bit of background research to find more about her, because okay, so up to this point she's been a child star, then she's not really had anything going on, then she's come out in 2020 and made these allegations against her ex. That hasn't gone anywhere. So
Mhm.
then she's started Eat Predators, and
Yeah,
like you
with
said, became a sort of focus of the Quiet on Set Nickelodeon exposing pedophiles documentary
right.
as part of their marketing, because I've seen her doing interviews and stuff, and they also used the story of her being bullied by Britney
Jamie
Spears'
Lynn.
sister. Yeah. So she's sort of like forgotten about her, well, she's not really talked about her other stuff that was going on in the past, like, presumably because I suppose no one would have been interested in it. um but meanwhile she's building up, this community of survivors, and this is what I'm
Mhm.
saying, is like, I didn't realize this was a thing, but it was going on at that time. So then I hear about this showdown where Kat Tambadge is looking into her, planning a story, and she finds out, because the problem was, like you said, she'd been building this like, I'm a survivor, this is a victim friendly space, and then she'd um, profiled Drake Bell
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping you could help me out here, but
I'm looking right now at court documents.
so yeah, it came out that she had acquired. She seemed to be defending Drake Bell,
Okay. And that
and
probably
so,
made Alexa mad.
well, a lot of people in her audience were taking issue about it
Yeah.
because she was saying, "Well, he's a victim," and they're like, "Yeah, but he's also a bit of a child groomer, which isn't that what you were saying happened to you? So why would you want to be friendly with him?" Because she was spotted like hanging out with him at his show and going backstage with him. So everyone was getting mad about it. So um, there was a whole like argument online between her and Kat Tenbarge. Um, Kat Tenbarge hadn't even done anything. She was literally just looking into it. She was contacting like people in her community. Then it turns out that before all of this even happened, at the beginning of her starting this group called Eat Predators, there were some people involved that she had shut down and kicked out.
Of
And
her
no,
like
yeah,
group?
yeah, and she'd taken ownership of the Eat Predators organization. It was started by a few of them, and she,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but no, this is the thing. No one knew anything about it because they didn't really have a profile at the time. But she
Yeah.
treated, but come to find out, she's treated them really badly, and we're going to get onto that in a minute. But yeah, so at this time, Kat Tenbarge is literally just doing her research. She's like um, trying to understand the background. She's verifying information, and Alexa seems to have gotten very triggered, and they got
And
into this.
then she
Started
Alexa
posting pictures
sued.
of her on Twitter. No, this only happened recently. She started posting pictures of her on Twitter and trying to be nasty and like giving real like bullying energy. And meanwhile, as well, with her brand Eat Predators, they were selling T-shirts. Like it had turned into a fully blown commercial brand. Like you had to pay a membership to be in
Yeah.
her Discord. And I think a lot of the people that were like real thinking that it was going to be like a safe space for them were a bit freaked out. But some of them didn't know. This is how online community works. How are you meant to know if the people that speak out about it are shut down, blocked, have
Mhm.
their accounts deleted or whatever? It makes it very difficult. Um, so there's another commentary channel called Adam McIntyre.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Yeah, he's annoying. Well,
He
he
is a bit. I've tried to get into him, but yeah, because he
yeah.
is a British. I do want to like. I just wish there were some other British commentary channels I could be into, but yeah,
Um,
he is a bit annoying. You're right, but
well, I know that he like his
was
whole
the
platform started because he was a fan of Colleen Ballinger, and then Colleen Ballinger kind of groomed him. That's what they say, even though I don't think Colleen Ballinger was trying to groom anyone. I just think that she said and did a lot of inappropriate things with her fans.
Yeah, and this is the thing, and it's just a very obvious point of when you're mixing. I mean, it has happened with Mr. Beast. It's happened with
Uh-huh.
every content creator because if you're an adult and you're mixing with a younger audience, and
Yeah.
you're on a platform where with no moderation, with no regulations. I mean, minimal. YouTube is literally you can say that your video is not suitable for kids. Do you think that's going to stop kids watching it? It's only if your parents put
Yeah.
a restriction on the account. And then, you know, when they're at school, God knows what they're getting up to in the playgrounds these days. The things I've been hearing from my daughter and her friend the other day, they were saying that as teenagers, they had access to watching beheaded people being beheaded videos
Oh,
as teenagers, and I was shocked because I'm like, I feel like I was a heavy Twitter user back in the day, and I never came across that. So I don't know how the hell you were getting it on Twitter, but okay.
I know. Was it like ISIS? ISIS? Is that what it's called? Was
I
it
don't know
ISIS
what it
videos?
was, but he said
Okay.
he just said like one day one of his friends was just like, oh, do you? I guess what I know how to see a video of someone getting their head chopped off, and I'm like.
Did it
But
scar
yeah,
her?
I
Was
mean,
she
this has
like, it
been
was
going on for
awful?
a long time because these people are now in their late 20s. Like this, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so you're mixing in the same spaces under anonymous accounts where teenagers are lying about their age.
Yeah.
And now you're like getting into Discord servers and Reddit DMs. And I mean, this is why I'm super reluctant. Even at my old age, I'm super reluctant to have these accounts on these platforms because people want to slide into your DMs and be weird. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm not giving you the opportunity. Like, but as a kid, you don't have that foresight. You actually you are, a lot of kids are living for the danger, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's up to the adult to be appropriate. And I think what has been going on evidently is they're not being appropriate, and these kids are offering to promote them. Like, these are often fans that are like, just set up a fan account,
Yeah.
so they'll repost everything in their content, and then they get really excited, like if they get a message from them or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And
then,
the creator isn't really thinking about what it means to the fan to like be talking to them. So I don't know. I
yeah,
think
they're
it,
just happy
yeah.
that someone's giving them free promotion and to an age group
Yeah.
that's pretty hard to reach. So yeah, I think it's just turned into a big mess. I don't know specifically about his situation, but didn't it involve something to do with underwear, or am I tripping?
Yeah, yeah. She was like, for some reason, opening underwear on a live stream, and then she was like, "I'm gonna send you some. I'm gonna send this to you." Even though
Right.
then she says out loud, his parents are gonna see him open this and then be like, "What?" But then the other thing she was doing was Trisha Paytas, who's another YouTuber, had an OnlyFans, and she would
Mm.
send some of her OnlyFans, you know, too hot for TV. I don't know what to call it. She would send it to her fans and then they would make fun of her. So, like, it's mean and it's inappropriate.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on that I'm just like, I'm just glad I didn't know this was going on. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, what seems to have come out of it is people are making careers off of being the victim. Like, I don't
Yes.
mean that in a bad way, because why not? But essentially, building a platform is that easy. If you get a viral moment, people will start following you. So you might as well, if you're good at doing content, why not? Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I
Yeah.
think that's what I feel like with Adam McIntyre. But he made a moment there into, now he's a full-time streamer and
Yeah.
YouTuber.
I saw, oh, do
Um,
you watch Paige Christie? Petty Page?
well, yeah, they've both been on Alexa Nicholas's case. So
Right. So
she
I was watching one
apparently,
of her videos, but it was like, it's like so deep in now where Alexa goes live and she just makes fun of Adam McIntyre. And then
right, so
Paige Christie
that's
comes in and gives a recap.
yeah, so this is the most recent event. So we've missed out a whole year, which was last summer. So that was when this was going on, and I was sort of paying attention, but not really. But yeah, so there was this whole thing about Drake Bell, and like Alexa was trying to defend her position and say that everyone could read the court documents of this case to show that he wasn't a pedo. Instead of being like, yeah, I think this is a bit, I think this has gone a bit too far. It's not really for me to say. Bear in mind as well, speaking of Trisha Paytas, she did go on Trisha Paytas's channel herself, and that was when she spoke about her ex-husband. So you don't go on a channel like that. You know it's going to get a lot of views. It's going to get a lot of people that are going to come for the person you're making the allegation against,
Right.
because they're going to believe it. And I think something that I think about all of this is like, why are we being put in this situation where we have to decide on these people's stories or not? Like, it's just really gone too far now, because even with like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, like, I didn't pay any attention to that. Do you know what I mean? It was going on, and it's like, I just don't need to have an opinion on it. But I see so many people are like, well, she thought Johnny Depp was innocent, and she believed Amber Heard, and it's like, that's kind of categorized them now as a person. It's like,
Right.
do you know what I mean? And it's just like, I get that, we've had the Me Too movement, and it's about speaking out about your abuse, but I genuinely don't think this is helping. I genuinely don't. But yeah, let me finish talking about Alexa Nikolas, because so last summer there was this whole thing. I'm talking 2024, and Alexa had already gone on these other podcasts as a victim, as a survivor, and then called them out. One of them had your friend on,
BJ? Oh, Corey Feldman. Yes.
Corey Feldman.
I know.
So,
Christy Carlson Romano had Corey
so,
Feldman on. Yeah.
Right. And that was, and Alexa had gone on her show.
Yeah.
As a survivor. So she was like mad that this Christy woman
Carlson Romano. Yeah.
Carlson Romano had Corey Feldman on. She starts accusing her. She's like, you're just using these people, like, you're just using these people's trauma stories for your content.
And it's like, what are
And
you
he's a
doing,
predator.
Alexa? Yeah, I know.
And everyone started thinking, hang on a minute, that's what you're doing. And that's what BJ was doing, because she was using Amanda Rabb's story and Bam Margera's story and getting everyone riled up with her misinformation to think that she cared about these people, when really she cared about her viewers going up. But yeah, so there was a showdown over Twitter where Kat was like, you shouldn't be putting this person's private information up. And she's like, it's public documents.
The
Anyone
victim
can access it.
Is it that? Yeah.
And I mean, from what I understand, she had managed to acquire those documents. It wasn't something that you could readily obtain
on the internet.
Online. Yeah, like I said, you can see I think there's footage of him being given a sentence. So that's when you know he's been convicted. That's all I needed to know. I'm done. I'm like, okay, conviction. Right. I'm promoting myself as a survivor space. I'm not having that person around. It's that easy. I don't need to stand there and say whether they're innocent or not. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, then it got really heated over Twitter. And like you said, Adam Thingy was involved. And so then Kat was like, Alexa was like, I'm going live to talk about it. And so she does a live, and Kat and Adam are in the chat, like trying to explain what's going on to everyone. Because she is going ham on these people. Like, trying to make them look bad and make them look like they're in the wrong, when all they've been doing is saying, Alexa, you're a hypocrite, you're promoting a victim's private personal details on your Twitter, which has like a lot of followers, which is really inappropriate. Like that's all they
Yeah.
were doing. And I remember that was getting quite a lot of coverage because people were speaking out about it and saying like, this is not cool what she's doing. She came out of that looking very bad. And at
Right.
the end of it, Kat Tenbarge was like, I'm not even doing this article anyway. So you know, the publication, they don't think
They
you're a
didn't
big enough
want it.
story.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, she did not need to make all of this fuss. So you've got to stop asking yourself, like, why is she making all this drama about this? You know, like you're cool. Like this is what I really find so distasteful about these things is like, and BJ is doing it now with Mark Later's channel. You've got a girl there that's going on Mark Later's channel, yeah,
Yeah.
and all you're
Which is
doing,
a soft white underbelly for people who don't
yeah.
know.
I'm sure they do because we all watch the same shit.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a teenage girl,
Okay.
and apparently like BJ's got herself involved, and she called the police up about it. And it's like all you've done now is made that poor girl more vulnerable by getting involved. Like we are content creators. You cannot be getting involved in this stuff. Do you know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
is the thing, what I see is like Kat Tenbarge acts in a professional framework. She understands that journalism is something that you do with discretion.
Do you want
With
to
so then,
see what the after this cuz Alexa eventually sues Kat Tenbarge.
yeah. So then
Yeah.
nothing
Okay.
happened. Alexa's channel basically went off the air for like
Okay.
ages.
Yeah.
And then she came out and sued Kat Tenbarge, and she went on Ethan Klein's channel.
Which is not cool.
H3H3, an IDF supporter.
Did you know that also they found his old Reddit account, which was called like pedophile? And like he claims it's a joke, but it's kind of like that stuff that they found out makes it weird for you, Alexa, to go fraternize with him, you know?
I mean, this is the thing. It's like, I don't even need to watch his channel. I just hear about him all the time.
Yeah.
And you just know that's a toxic person. That is someone that is a bully,
Yeah.
that
Probably
weaponizes his
mentally
audience.
ill too. Yeah.
I don't like to get into diagnosis, but
Yeah. But he seems unwell, if you
mentally
ask me.
unstable. Mentally
Yes.
unstable. A lot of
Yeah.
them seem mentally unstable. But that seems to be what puts you in good stead as a live streamer slash, I don't even know what you would describe his content as. Is he a podcaster? What
Yeah.
is he? He's just
Yeah. It's always been a
someone.
podcaster, but then he does it live and it goes on for hours and hours. I would say he was like a comedy podcast, but now he's gone so far off the deep end. He's angry all the time, just like Alexa is.
Angry. Yeah, so another thing I didn't mention was when there was this whole thing over Twitter, like she hired a lawyer then. She lawyered up and
Yeah.
started threatening legal action.
Against Cat?
I'm not sure if it was against Kat or against, I think, oh no, it wasn't against Kat, sorry. I do know this. I did read, this is all, by the way, Alexa Nikolas has this lawsuit linked to her own videos. So you don't even need to Google
work very
search it.
hard to find it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked at her video recently about Justin Baldoni. That's how I found it. So it literally has the timeline of everything. She sent a letter to NBC from a really hardcore lawyer, not just a regular lawyer, saying, shutting down the story,
A
saying we're going to
cease
stop
and
legal action.
desist or something.
Yeah, something like that. But the point is, it is like the lawyer that she engaged was someone that has a reputation for working with predators already. So that was
Oh.
why it was like quite shocking. But yeah, I mean, what I understood at that point was generally the consensus was that Alexa was in the wrong. And I didn't know anything about all these other people that she had shut down. Come to find out then, just recently, she does sue Kat Tembarge, a
Yeah.
journalist who by this time has lost her job
Yeah.
because she's been made redundant, not because she wasn't doing a good job. And she has spoken out against Andy Signal. She has spoken out against some people that really no one else is speaking out about. You know,
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest person that's actually like publicly gone against Andy Signal and tried to point out
Like
his
what's wrong with him? Yeah.
unsavory, right, his
Yeah.
unsavory history, to say the least. But the point is as well is that she was following protocol by contacting people that could verify what was going on at that time. And Alexa turned it into this she was doing something inappropriate. She had described one of the ex-members of her community who was working for her unpaid. He wasn't a young boy, he was an older guy. As a stalker, she'd put a TRO on it. She'd put a restraining order on him. To this day, it's still standing.
Is that guy with the
And because,
podcast? His name is like
yeah,
Swish
shift.
or some Shift.
Shift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
So
didn't really
come to,
do anything to her, right?
right, and you would never know. So come to the present day, I found out she was suing Kat Tembarge because I like Kat Tembarge. I take an interest in her content. She doesn't put much out, but I
Yeah.
get her newsletter. And she was up on the Justin Baldoni story at the start as well. And also I think she had said something about BJ. I can't remember, but there was some reason like I actually got in contact with her and she was really like respectful with me and everything. So I think that was a while ago that happened. So yeah, I follow her YouTube channel, but she's only ever like gone live once and I missed it. but
Oh.
But yeah, so then I find out through Adam McIntyre that that Alexa's gone onto this H3 whatever it's called, Ethan Klein's channel, to announce that she's suing Kat. So I was like, and then I saw the Paige Christie thing, and they were like, making videos that were getting a lot of views, way more than Alexa's were. But then Ethan Klein does have like a high
Subscriber.
number of views, yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's been suing female content creators.
Yeah, for talking about him.
Yeah,
we have an episode about him too, because
right. Well,
he was.
So I mean, all of that is just, it's just being like, that is not the right channel to go on if you're promoting survivorhood and victimhood and trying to get rid of abuse, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I looked up the lawsuit
With Kat?
Yeah.
Do you want me to share it? Because I have it up too.
Go for it, because I want to check out the chat. Hi, concerned citizen. She's catching up on double time in the Christmas orbs.
Yeah.
Seen that? Oh, you're speaking to her.
Oh, yeah. I just thought it was interesting because she said she had seen that commentator. So she knew what you're talking about with the Ashton Kutcher thing.
Oh, right. Okay. Going back
Yeah.
to that. Yeah, we brought up so many people. But I want to be really, really clear with this Cat 10 barge story, because that was like such a big thing to me at that point, because nothing has happened in a whole
Mm-hmm.
year. Nothing has happened. Alexa's channel's gone dead.
Just because she's not
Um,
really on it, right?
right, because she was like saying she'd been bullied offline, when what she's done is bullied people offline, because I've not even got into the other video that you watched.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you look at the lawsuit, Kat hasn't responded.
Is it
So it
sharing? Do
turns
you see
out,
that? Do you see that I shared my screen?
no.
I think you have to approve it, but I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a super. Can I put that up? Where do I approve it? I'm so good at this.
I don't know.
How did we do it
I
last time? Oh, there you go. I see something. Oh, oops. I don't know. Last time you just did it automatically. I didn't have to do anything.
No, I think you
That's so
did.
weird. But anyway, she has been, yeah, she hasn't been able to serve her the papers yet. So I didn't realize, because I was like, well, it's only got her side's
Alexa's.
yeah, in terms of counsel.
Yeah.
And also the lawyer that she hired is the same guy that
Justin
Prince Andrew
Baldoni.
used, formerly Prince
Oh.
Andrew,
Oh.
Andrew Breathitt. She's literally picked like the most vindictive lawyer. He's he's a bit of a like Brian Friedman. And speaking of Brian Friedman, like that's the other thing that I found out about that
Yeah.
makes me super suspicious, is that, so we all know that Brian Friedman is one of these lawyers that likes to do what Alexa does, which is make allegations on social media platforms
Yeah.
and then sue that person for an assault or some kind of grievance and expect them to reach a settlement before it gets to court. That's his
Oh.
MO.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what we've been discussing in our previous lives is that he used to just do that, but now we know that he's hiring PR companies to make these fake websites and do comment astroturfing and social media accounts to make it seem like that person has committed these crimes.
What about what? What crimes?
So I mean, oh my God, he has so many clients. His first client was and this is where I think he got it from. He's represented Perez Hilton, the
Mhm.
blogger, and he represented this fashion designer against Courtney Love.
Oh.
So Courtney Love went on Twitter and said that no one go to this fashion designer, and she hadn't paid her for some work. And
Oh.
instead of paying her, she defamed her online with her loads of followers. And we're talking going back to like the 2000s. This was one of Brian Friedman's first big cases because he used to do sort of like property litigation and stuff. And then he moved into the celebrity world. But yeah, so he understands how troll networks work because Courtney Love's fan base was a troll network and they destroyed this poor girl. Well, I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if she was a poor girl, but because I'd look, I don't think,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think, or do you know what I mean? Not all Brian Friedman's clients are kind of, a lot of them are dodgy themselves, but he won that case against Courtney Love and she had to pay a settlement. So from
Okay.
there, it's a mixture of like some of them are sexual allegations, like he's represented like people that have been on reality shows where they said they've been assaulted. I think FKA Twigs
Yeah,
was one of his
against Shia
clients,
LaBeouf.
right? That got dismissed.
Oh,
So I don't
really?
think she got, yeah, I don't think that worked out. But the point is, Alexa went and did a protest outside his office in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's hired someone that's worse than him.
Did she hire Andrew Bretler?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the Prince Andrew lawyer.
yeah. Who uses troll networks as well. And
Okay.
that's their method of operation is digging up dirt on people,
Mm-hmm.
making it known publicly, and then trying to get that person to settle so that it goes away.
Okay.
They tried it with Virginia Giuffre. Obviously, it didn't work.
Yeah.
But okay, so I hope I'm explaining this okay. So the last thing I read on Kat's lawsuit is they've been trying to serve her papers at different addresses, which they've published. They've published her addresses, obviously. They've not been able to serve her. So she's asked for an extension. And they've gone to her parents' address. They've gone to addresses that they think she was known at. And they've done a
Oh.
12 Alexa asked for a 12-hour stakeout.
Oh my God.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the same girl that is claiming to be a victim and a survivor, and survivors, what's her slogan she calls out? Survivors together. Da, 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 da. It's just like the biggest load of online BS. So she's basically, she's just exposed herself. So then that's all been going on, and then there's been like other people from her community have come out of the woodwork to say stuff that happened. So there was this girl called Alexis. She made a couple of videos, and then I saw these other videos by, what's the channel called?
Rain on your
Right,
charade. Yeah.
Rain on Your Charade. Yeah. So I started watching them, and that's when so she has, if anyone is interested in this, she has documented the, well, you tell them because I've been talking too much and you know about this.
Well, I went back to the beginning of her videos. Here, I'll link it in the comments. And she start like her first video is all about Alexa calling out her ex-husband for being a groomer. She calls it groomed by the groom. And I don't know, and then it just kind of keeps going with how she harasses other people, like almost like that's just her whole thing is harassing people. And it's confusing. Like I said to you, I was like, do you think she is just acting like this because she's traumatized.
But I just think that, like,
Or she just likes the attention. I
if
don't
you're building a
know.
platform, if you're building a platform and you're saying survivors, oh my god, I've got the chant in my head, but I can't remember how she says it. But
Oh, let me see if I can just like pull it up.
but like, you're saying it's like a safe space. She's like the female Justin Baldoni. It's like they're saying they're creating a safe space and, like, you know, be vulnerable and come here and tell your stories. But you're acting like that. That is not a safe environment for anyone.
Yeah.
You're causing conflict. You're creating conflict, and you're causing drama, and you're bringing attention to people that don't have the same support that she does, with a big platform and all these people that work for her and do all her little dirty job, you know, DMing and this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I just think that what Nathan said on your podcast the other day was really um interesting, because he was saying, like, you know, Demi Lovato, she's using her story of trauma as a kind of like a brand relaunch, and it's like, where are we going with this? Because, like, let me put my camera back on, because I'm not able to find what there's something it's showing me a notification and I don't know what it is. But yeah, I mean, for
Maybe it
my own
was
part,
my
yeah, like,
screen
I think
share. I don't know.
I can't access it. But yeah, like, we've been thinking about this a lot. Like, Mark Later as well, Soft White Underbelly. That's what he's made his name out of. I'll pay you $40. These are people that are desperate for drugs. I'll pay you $40 if you come on and tell your story of abuse and trauma, and I know
Yeah.
it's going to get millions of views. And then he's literally said, I'm not a helping channel. I don't need to help people. Like, but people do want to send them money because people have a lot of empathy. But do we know if he's given them the money? No, we don't. We know that he's been, like, apparently putting sex workers that he has relationships with in apartments and paying for it, even though they're, like, not even young enough to be his daughter, to be his granddaughter, like, and they've died in baths. I mean, you know, there's not too much of a difference when you're using people's trauma stories to sell your brand, even if it's your own. For my own part, like, I've been through stuff, yeah, but I wouldn't want to come on here and start talking about it. Not only because I don't think it would be helpful to myself, but it wouldn't really help anyone out there. I'm happy to, like, talk about other stuff, like how we're being manipulated, how we as
Mhm.
women are made to feel a certain way. Like, I think that stuff is really empowering and important, because once you start understanding that we live in a world where how you look on camera, how your body looks, all of this stuff that is used against us, shouldn't be important and shouldn't matter, and start kind of distancing ourselves from investing in that, it makes you feel
Mhm.
much healthier inside. Like, I think that is a way to kind of improve, to promote healing and improve
Mhm.
mental health. Like, that's just me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't really have that intention when I started this channel, but, like, I can see
Mhm.
even from reading Virginia Giuffre's Roberts Giuffre's book, people do come, and I know they've been through stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah, but with like
it's
with the Demi Lovato thing, I wondered if that was her team trying to use that to rebrand, like they had to because everybody knew she had overdosed and like almost died. And then when I don't know, I just was like, when I hear her tell her story, I'm like, are you sure you want to keep doing this fame thing? Because it seems like it's a lot of pressure on you.
that's what I'm
Um,
trying to say. Like, why would you? as a manager, as an agent, if the only way you're going to carry on being a celebrity is to do that, I would just be like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it seems
You've got to ask yourself about the ethics of people that are prepared to push someone into doing that for their living. It's
right. But if you think about it, it's like that's kind of what we're saying about Alexa too, is she's tried to make this her brand. And why? You know?
I honestly, I think she saw it as an opportunity
Yeah.
to do something because I know. So yeah, we've seen this Rainier charade. She has all the documents of Alexa's lawsuits against her ex-husband. So she came out in 2020 and said that she'd been groomed by this guy that was her husband. And
Mhm.
I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of it because it doesn't even matter. Like,
Yeah, all of it, if you ask me, is it can be looked at from a lot of different perspectives. Why does she need to broadcast it? That's my question, right?
it was putting him under pressure, putting him on the spotlight. Like, I understand wanting to speak about abuse and making it less acceptable, but I don't
Uh-huh.
feel like that's what she was doing. I don't feel like that was her intention. And there's nothing in the paperwork to show that that was her intention.
Mhm.
She almost seemed like, and this sounds really horrible as well. And it's like, I don't want people, like, it's really tricky talking about this stuff because I'm always going to empathize with people that have been through stuff. Like, of course, I'm a woman. I know we all know
Yeah.
someone that has been through DV or all sorts of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That's the world. That's the world we live in. Um, so I will always give someone, you know, I will always listen to someone if they feel like they need to share that with me.
Mhm.
But and that's the thing as well, is like, from experience, most people who have been through stuff and would never in a million years want to go on a public platform and speak about it.
Exactly. Yeah. So Rain on Your Charade has almost 4-hour video about Alexa talking about her ex, Mike Milosh. And I couldn't get through the end of it.
Yeah, you fell
But
asleep.
my question was like, what was Alexa trying to get out of that? Did you ever find out?
Well, so this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I've given
Yeah.
my disclaimer. Like, this is not to put anyone down because I think, look, I have a very, very good friend. Well, she was a good friend. She's someone I've known for a long, 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 long time. Let's just say that. And she went through something as a child and she's never been believed.
Oh, okay.
And I think that really messes people up
Yeah.
when someone doesn't believe you, when, you know, when you go, when you know this is something has happened to you and you were told that you made it up or it didn't happen because they can't deal with it themselves.
Right.
But this is what it looks like from all of the paperwork. Her marriage had ended, and I don't think
Right.
it was a great marriage. Um, and she needed money, and he was
And
still giving
then
her money. They weren't together. They got divorced. I don't quote me on this, but I have a feeling she was cheating. I
Oh,
don't I don't think either of them were faithful. Not that, I mean, that is a reason for divorce. It's called
right.
adultery. But
Exactly.
I know it's like it's just sort of almost an old fashioned concept these days, but cheating has become positively normalized. But yeah, so basically, this is what happened. They used his management company's legal team
Mm-hmm.
to come to an arrangement with the ending of their marriage, like financial wise, because
Like
which makes sense.
alimony. Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense because I have an ex as well. This is another thing. I am very familiar with this music artist space. My daughter's father is a DJ, was a
Okay.
DJ. No,
Okay.
he was a I don't want to say big name, but yeah, he was pretty well known. He was, he was doing shows and going around the world and all of that. Um, and dealing with when you're, and these people are not sensible with money. They're
Right.
living a rock and roll lifestyle where they're doing a show, there's drinking involved and all the rest, and women throwing themselves at them. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, there
they
always
go to
is.
like small, they go to small towns where nothing ever happens, and it's like all the girls are like literally hanging around the DJ booth, happily
Yeah.
offering themselves. You know, I'm sorry, this stuff goes on. Like, we can't act like it doesn't. So if you want to educate women, then make them have more esteem in themselves. So they don't do that kind of stuff. I don't feel like any of this is doing that. But yeah, so they're in. What I was trying to say is like there was a time when I had to speak to his management, his agent, about my payments because we weren't together and we had a kid. So it wasn't even like um it was something he would say like, oh, well, speak to my agent and get them to send you the money. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
It is something that goes on. So them using his lawyers to sort out this divorce is not that
It's not weird.
sus. She's tried to
Right.
make it seem like he deliberately used them because she had to sign something which said that she could never accuse him of
Mm.
abusing her. So the point that the Rain on Your Charade made was, why would that clause be in the contract? Like,
Right, right.
it makes you think that he kind of had a feeling that she could potentially be not
Accusing
the,
him?
yeah, because she had made kind of threatening suggestions when she wanted to stay in the house, you know?
Right.
Like, I was lucky when I broke up with my daughter's father, it was my flat. So
Mm.
he was very bitter,
Mhm.
and he went around saying to people that his dad had built my flat and blah blah blah, and he was going to come back and take the sofa. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't sue me for abuse, but he was really angry about the relationship breaking down, even though he was
Yeah.
responsible for it, but he wasn't sober. So this is what people,
Mm.
this is what I'm trying to say. The word nuance gets used a lot. There is nuance in breakdown of relationships. Like, we cannot just assume that because she said that he did that to her, that he did that to her. That is what I'm trying to say. Because there would have been like medical records or something,
Oh, of what?
probably.
Medical like what specifically?
I mean, if an act of violence had gone on, I think it was more that like she tried to make it seem like
I thought she just tried to make it seem like he was kind of a gross guy for pursuing her when she was so much younger than him.
Yeah.
But
Well, even that turned out to be not true because it was her that messaged him on a DM. And that's what I'm
yeah,
saying is going back to like he could have chosen to not respond, but he
right.
kept the conversation going, but nothing ever happened until she was of the right age.
Right. And I think if
So,
there were messages that seemed really inappropriate, or where, like we said earlier, someone saying, send me a picture, send me a picture of your underage body, we would have seen those messages, but she didn't show anything like that. So it just kind of seemed like retroactively she was thinking about this relationship, and she was angry about it, which happens a lot at the end of a marriage. Right?
yeah.
It just doesn't, yeah, I don't know. None of it seemed, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to know. It just kind of seems like her whole internet presence is calling people out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like it's hard to know, and it's like, well, why do I even have to make a decision on it? Like, I just think her
Yeah.
behavior has just been extremely toxic, and she's put us in the position where now we have to decide, was she
Yeah.
being genuine or not?
Right.
Which is a horrible thing to have to say, but you know, I think that once she had the opportunity to align with the Free Britney movement and then the Nickelodeon documentary,
Yeah.
she definitely moved away from. But then what she did was with these other people that were also revealed. So what I found out from watching this woman, so this woman has made a website. I don't, is it a woman? I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
This
Cause she does
person,
the voiceover. Yeah.
yeah. They go into so much detail, and it's like it's like a project. And I don't know
Yeah.
what Alexa has done for them, but I feel like they've done something for them to um, be so invested in finding out all of this information, because it doesn't seem like it's not bitter. It doesn't come across as bitter, or it's not drama. Like you said, it's a 4 hour. They've made hours, over 10 hours worth of content about this Alexa Nikolas. And I haven't watched all of it, but I have looked at some of the documents. And what came to light from watching it was that there were other people involved in this Eat Predators movement at the beginning. Um, this guy called Joe Dunn, who's a lawyer who deals with like historic abuse claims in that area. Um, Her and some others, Alexa and some others, were coming to them with these cases, and it seems to be kind of like as a result of them dropping the statute of limitations and the new legislation, because these people are in California.
Mm-hmm.
Although some of the other girls were suing in different places, but look, I'm all for the Me Too movement, and this has only recently come to my attention, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like some people are misusing this system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
And the problem is, like you mentioned, what's her name, Jaguar, right? She's been the same. She has built her whole platform on blatant lies, not just about her own trauma, but other women. And
Yeah.
people are like, how do you know? And it's like, because it's been proved that what she has said is completely untrue. Like it's pure fantasy. It's pure fantasy, but she has built a channel off of it now. She was going on Piers Morgan saying she was a P. Diddy whistleblower, saying that she had gone to the freak offs. But when the trial happens, we find out that he's getting people off Craigslist. They're not
Yeah.
even like professional sex workers, but she was going on these channels saying, yeah, I used to provide the sex workers for P. Diddy's parties. So I'm sorry, I'm calling her a liar. I'm like, if you're lying about that, you've lied about everything. She had some girl, because I go way back when it comes to Jaguar, right? I found her scary to watch. I couldn't even watch her, but there were other people that were talking about it.
Like back in
And
the
she had,
day or something?
back in the day, I'm talking
Okay.
2022. I'm talking
Okay.
2022. Like, this girl was on TikTok, again, girl on TikTok, see the pattern, was saying she was R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter.
Oh, okay. And
And the
then
next day,
Jaguar is probably like, that's true.
she brought her to a whole different state. And
Wow.
Jaguar didn't even have a permanent. She was literally, there was rumors that she lived in her car. I don't know. She seems to be one of those people that moves around a lot, but she wasn't living the best life. I mean, it was chaotic to say the least. But she brought this girl, and then they started this website, and they were gonna do a live DNA test on the website. You only had to look at the girl to know she
Yeah.
was not R. Kelly and Aaliyah's daughter, yeah. But the point is,
Also,
this is a scam, and it's such an insult. I find it
yeah.
insulting to this whole Me Too movement, which is supposed to be empowering us and taking us to a better place. I'm sorry, it's not. And all it's doing is it's feeding in. There's actually a serious movement amongst men against Me Too, the anti-Me Too movement
Yeah,
that
the men's rights movement.
Alan Dershowitz has been
Mm.
lobbying. So I feel like these women these people that are doing this are feeding into that, because they can get hold
Mm.
of it, and once they can say, well, that person lied, they can say it's all lies.
Yeah.
That's honestly how I feel, very passionately about it. I can feel I've got quite,
Yeah.
but it's not to disrespect or not believe any woman. If you have ever been harmed, and I have a friend, and like I said, it's been so difficult to be around her, because she's never really, I don't know, forgiven herself,
So then does she
got to a better place. She became impossible to be around. This is someone I've known for years, and I'm sure it goes back to not being believed as a child. And she's still around her family, and I'm like, you should just cut your family off. Honestly, you'll feel so much better for it. I
yeah.
was always trying to like encourage her to move forward with her life, but some people are
Why
not prepared to see that.
well, like,
Like
why is
Britney
she
Spears,
hard to be
Britney
around?
Spears, like, because they start acting like they
Yeah. So
start
I
doing
have
stuff.
like a comparison. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Have you heard of Coco Birthman?
No.
She I don't think she made a huge she's a lot like Alexa where she became kind of like a big person on social media to advocate for people who've been abused, like she said she was. And then she was like in college and she needed help paying for her stuff and she started living with this family and they were being really nice to her. And then she kind of has this pattern of anytime she gets close to someone, then she accuses them of abusing her. And they were like it doesn't really make sense because then it becomes like everybody. So it's kind of like, why is this woman acting like this? She probably was Oh, she says human trafficked. That's what she says. And she had this whole story of being kept by somebody and then they would R word her like 50 times a day. And like the story doesn't really make
Is this
sense.
on YouTube?
No, it was a podcast.
Oh, there's a podcast. Yeah, so you're deep in the
Believable.
podcast.
Yeah, the
Well,
Coco Birthman story. But the thing is, for her to keep acting like this, it's kind of like probably something did happen to her, but instead of talking about that, she's decided to kind of like place her
yes.
anger and her blame somewhere else. And then it happens that anytime someone's being nice to her or helping her, she ends up accusing them of then like trying to human traffic her again. And it's like, how can you keep doing this to people who aren't doing this to you? You know, like what's the real problem going on? And there's probably something, but we don't know. And then because people were saying she was a faker, she's like offline now and nobody knows what she's doing.
Mm, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think like it's really difficult to say, well, I don't believe that person because I don't know what they've been through. They must have been
Yeah,
through
exactly.
something.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to say, let's focus on what's going on here, which is like these platforms are literally like, and managers and agents and people are sort of pushing people to go in this direction, and it's really unhealthy. Like, and it's
Yeah.
leading to very toxic situations. So, because like obviously, if you're a public figure and you're putting yourself out there and you're bringing other people into your allegations, you are going to be held accountable for it.
Right,
That's
right.
just how it is. So she started this whole thing, and so what? From what I understand, there's two other girls. Well, there was about three or four founders at the beginning of Eat Predators, going back to Alexa, and they just felt uneasy about what was going on with her because
Mm.
it was starting to focus on. They assumed that she was coming from the same place as her. Now what? Now a couple of them, interestingly, were doing a kind of similar thing, like in the EDM community, and calling out like
Oh, okay.
their exes, or one of them had a platform where you could report allegations against DJs. It's like, sorry, I'm not laughing. I'm just saying,
Just
like,
because their job is DJ.
yeah, because I'm just like, when I'm saying it, I'm like, what am I saying? But like,
I know.
the thing is, and it's like they're hoping to build to be able to provide resources and stuff like that, and is there are resources there. I mean, they're minimal. They're
Mm.
minimal. Like there's not a magic wand that makes this stuff go away. That's the thing. I think people maybe sign up to these communities because they think, well, maybe they can help me. But like, can they, or are they just doing it as a sort of, I don't know. Like they might have good
Yeah.
intentions, but
Yeah. But at the end of the day, they don't really help anybody. They're kind of just like Alexa is just like a live streamer. It seems like, you know?
exactly. And then like, who can afford to hire a lawyer?
Yeah. Nobody. Did you see Alexa was like making fun of Adam for she was like, he relies on all of his content for his income because he doesn't have a real job. And she was like, I don't rely on this for my income. And I was like, well,
Misinformation.
yeah, what's your job, Alexa? What does she do?
Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking, because so she started this thing, and then the people didn't even like, they didn't even do anything untoward. They were just asking questions because they felt like it was suspicious that they had found out about, going back to Brian Friedman,
Mm-hmm.
He was the lawyer that represented her ex,
Okay.
and he represented Jamie Lynn Spears.
Oh.
So somehow in 2022, she finds out that he has these allegations against him, that he's paid a settlement for being involved in a gang thing against a girl when they was at college, which is a published story, but no one really knew about it. I mean, no one really knew anything about Brian Friedman in 2022. So
Yeah.
they go and do a protest outside his office, and these people that she's kind of engaged and got them, meanwhile she's got them doing all the legwork of putting this community together and starting a Discord and doing social media pages. She's going out doing TV interviews and doing the protests, and and getting more and more publicity, so more and more people are wanting to join and watching her channel.
Mm-hmm.
So these people are like questioning her motives, first of all, because they're like, you have a personal connection to the people that were going to protest again. Like, this isn't the Alexa Nikolas revenge protest group. It's supposed to be the whole of Hollywood. We're supposed to be like, and I think they did a protest outside TriStar at one point. So that's where it kind of ties in to Free Britney. But these people started to question her, and also the fact that she was apparently trying to get representation with the agency that Brian Friedman represents,
Right. She wanted.
which is United Talent Agency.
Yeah.
So they were a bit like, what's going on here? And just at that same time, I think one of them was asking for some money, because I think she was making money on Patreon as well.
Yeah.
And they were saying, look, I'm giving a lot of my time to do this. Like, can we, I think they were paying for people's taxis to go to protests and that kind of thing. They were like asking to get reimbursed.
Yeah, and she wasn't doing it.
She cut them all off like overnight. And one of them had access to the Patreon. So she took the money out of the Patreon.
Nice.
So, well, I mean, I'm sorry, if you make someone an admin, that's what's going to happen, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, especially if you
this,
cut
this
them
is,
off.
yeah, and you've paid for people's taxis. So she then starts using her platform as a weapon against these people. And I think this is the bit not many people know about, because these people don't have any public profiles anymore. And like the
Oh,
guy Shift that I was talking about, if you Google his name, that is all you see is her stuff about him.
what's
So
his name?
you Manny Haley Orion or something.
Let's see.
Try Manny Haley Orion. Or Shift Orion. Manny.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, you got it. His name is on the. I think his name is on the Good Morning Maybury channel.
Oh, so maybe I could check there.
But I mean, look, before and from what I can hear, because I've listened to a lot of his podcasts, he has a very nice voice. He has a very soothing voice. He's talented.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his friend. But here is someone that's just like going from place to place, doing different jobs here and there within the creative industries. And he just happens to come across what they were doing. And he said, because I was a little bit like, oh, okay, you had me until he started talking about the free band movement, because I was like, I'm going to have to let you know about that. But we'll save that for another day. But I think, it was just that time, 2021, 2022. We all felt so different then. We'd gone through COVID, and so much had just been like exposed to us about how we are treated as citizens. Do you know what I mean? That I think everyone felt like a shift in their attitude and their outlook. And so a lot more people were getting involved in protests. Like there was the whole BLM thing going on in 2021. There was the
Yeah.
Women's Day march. There was a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah.
So I think if you were in LA in that environment, I can see how people got involved in the Free Britney movement. I really can.
Mhm.
Because it felt like she'd been imprisoned by her
Family.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets involved, and then I think because he's quite a friendly guy, he engages with Alexa and says he'll help her to do stuff because she hasn't got any organizational skills from what I can see. She's she's
I
just the
see.
face. She is just the
Mhm.
face. She was relying on all these other people that were setting up all the logistics behind the scenes to help it all happen.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Um, and the one that called out her intentions and was like, "Are you sure you're being honest about your motives with this?"
Mhm.
And she really did not like that. So
That
she
was
blocked him. She
that was
blocked him from.
someone on her team or something?
Yeah, he was the guy that you're trying to look up.
Yeah, Shift. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Um. So yeah, she blocks all of them at the same time, and he doesn't even know them. The others have been around a lot longer than him, and so they do a podcast together, which is the one I used in my video about her, where they're talking about Brian Friedman,
Mm.
and then she goes ballistic when they made that podcast.
Yeah, so
This
what
is
did
what.
she do?
So she starts making all these videos on her channel, um,
Yeah,
under the
about how
name.
he's her stalker and
Yes,
stuff.
who? Yes, and calling them stalkers and saying that the girls stole the money.
Yeah.
And so these people didn't have a chance
Yeah.
against her community because she's got them all riled up. And I think as well, I'm not being funny, but I think some of these people have money and nothing to do. Like, and
Totally.
they look up to her as a Hollywood actress, and I because I kind of had a hard time getting my head around that, but I genuinely think that's part of it. Like, I don't know what it is about America, but they seem to have a thing about anyone with celebrity, whereas in the UK it's a bit different. I mean, I guess it
Oh,
isn't. Well, child stars
yeah.
don't get a great rap over here.
Really?
I mean, yeah. I'm trying to
Like,
think. Like,
yeah. I think
it's maybe they don't have the same opportunities, but I mean, there's a lot like people go mad over reality stars, basically, and
yeah. Yeah.
influencers here. So we're not immune to it, but I think that's a big part of it. And I think that some of these people can't see through the charade.
Yeah.
So yeah, she weaponized her community against them. And so Shift, because he's used to he by the way, he used to be in a cult. He's escaped a cult. He's escaped living in a cult already
Oh,
before this has all happened. Yeah. So he already understands how brainwashing works. And I think that's what made him speak out because he's like, I've survived a cult. I'm not going to
yeah.
get involved in another one. Um, so on the back of what she does, he prints out flyers for his podcast and starts going to the Eat Predators protest with his friend. So he's got a friend called Lappy, who's also very talented. And Lappy is the one that was saying that Sloane and BJ were involved, sending him DMs. I
Like
think both of them,
harassing him.
yeah, and people were DMing him saying that he should stay away from shift, and that if he doesn't, he's going to get blocked and he's going to get ousted from these communities that they're in. So he's like, F that, that's my friend. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong. So they decide to go to these protests together. And on the live, I only saw this one recently. They're outside the TMZ office. And that's when I'm like literally thinking to myself, like, how what's the word, like, not proactive, like beneficial are these protests? Like, how impactful are these protests? Because they're in the road where the TMZ office is in a gated complex on a kind of industrial dead end road in the outskirts of Hollywood. It's not on a big high street where loads of people are walking.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you know what I
nobody's
mean?
going to see them. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, are these real protests or are these like photo op
Yeah.
protests?
Well,
Do
all
you
they
know what I
can do
mean?
is post it online.
Yeah. But a
Yeah.
TMZ really thinking, oh my God, there's a protest outside. We need to stop sexually harassing our staff, because TMZ have got a lot of stuff that's happened in their offices that no one's said anything about.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, of course. There's not one corporation on earth that doesn't have that stuff going on. Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so they could decide to go to this protest, and she's already sent him some kind of cease and desists, because I think he's gone to a previous one. So he's like, okay, I'll be like 100 yards away from her, or 100 meters away, so I'm not like in her, because legally I'm not breaking
Yeah.
any rules. But he knows that he has the right to do a counter protest in the same area as their protest. So they're doing their little thing, they're setting up a live stream, and guess who comes marching over to them? Sloane.
Oh, and he has a restraining order again? Like she has
Yep.
one against him? Yeah.
No, Sloane and this other girl, Melanie, who used to be in BJ's team, because I remember she used to do reports from the Britney Spears, from the
Protest.
courthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like wears all pink and everything. Because sometimes I'd be watching them and I'd be like, I'm not really interested in this, but I'll just watch it anyway. You know? They come marching over to these two black guys, by the way,
Yeah.
and throw this paperwork on the floor, and then turn around and do their like. This is Sloane, someone who again says that he's speaking out on behalf of survivors and he's all about activism and free Britney. But now you're
Yeah.
doing the dirty work of someone throwing a restraint. It's a restraining order that she's gone to the court and obtained, and she's given it to them to go over and serve it to them. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't think they were that bad.
Yeah.
How have you got the cheek? And I forgot to say as well, it was him, Sloane, who promoted her talking about the Jamie Spears stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I don't
And
know. It's almost like that shit is a cult too.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for these people, because like they weren't even that involved. Like they were just being themselves. and
Shift was.
yeah, and the others.
Yeah.
And it's
It doesn't.
only that charade person that has actually allowed their part of the story to be publicly um
Broadcasts. Well,
yeah,
yeah, didn't she go after someone with 43 subscribers and their channel got taken down? And it looked like Shift and his podcast only has like 106 subscribers. And she's so focused on that.
exactly.
So is she going to come after us?
Well, I'm in the UK, so good luck with that.
Right. Right. I was
And
just
that's
thinking
just,
get your channel removed, you know? But I don't know. That seems
well,
like it should be harder to do, you
I
know?
at the moment I've like you've already received a copyright claim. This is the
Yeah.
thing, people are weaponizing copyright now
Yeah.
illegally and saying they're about, and these are the same people that say they're activists and they want freedom of speech. It's like, you're lying. You don't want freedom of speech. If you wanted freedom of speech, you would be happy for people to make articles about you and do investigations.
Yeah. Because that's part of freedom of speech. Yeah.
And you know what? Speaking of that as well, when I was starting to realize that BJ was not the best person, she did the same thing to a journalist.
Yeah.
A journalist had contacted someone she was at college with at college, yeah, and said something like, I don't even know what it was about, but it was just a routine inquiry. Like, that's what journalists do when they're writing a story. Yeah, they contact people.
Yeah. They fact check and stuff.
So she find out about it, and she's put this woman on blast on her channel. And you know, she did it to well, not me, because I didn't have a face to put out there, but the other people that were involved, like Steph, she put her face up on her channel, said that she was a paid op. Um, that's why she deleted all her content,
Yeah.
because she'd been trolled. But instead of, and she'd sent, the poor girl had sent BJ like this long apology message saying that, I'm really sorry that I got on the wrong side of the narrative with these people. I didn't realize what I was getting into. I did not mean to harm you in any way. She knows that that girl um wasn't doing anything malicious, and she still chose to show a picture of her on her channel.
Mm.
That's what they're like. So do you know what I mean? When I see Alexa's doing that, and it's so much worse, because this poor guy still has that stalking order against him. He
Yeah.
still has it hanging over him. Apparently, they tried to go to the court and they weren't allowed to speak, his witnesses. And it's like, they're on their channels talking about the justice system is corrupt. Yeah,
Yeah.
by people like you.
Exactly. You're abusing it.
And yeah, so I think we've covered everything, but like, the Adam McIntyre thing, you just mentioned something that reminded me. Um, oh, about her. Yeah, so she's brought him into the lawsuit instead of suing him, because he's in the UK. So she can't sue him, you see?
Yeah.
So she's mentioned him in the lawsuit and said that because so he's friends with Kat Tembarge.
Oh,
And he
okay.
and in this lawsuit, which literally is for defamation. Like, it's so ridiculous. She didn't even publish the article. She has not done anything to defame her. It's just a joke. She's saying that they went to an after party after a Britney Spears protest event or party or something. I think it was when the conservatorship was dropped. So everyone was in
Yeah.
a celebratory mood. Um, so he was 18, yeah. The legal drinking age in the UK is 18.
Mhm. That's so cool, by the way.
Not when you see how many alcoholics there are.
Okay.
But um so she said in this lawsuit that Kat Tenbarge used a fake ID or gave Adam a fake ID to get drinks.
Okay.
So, Adam, this is how I heard about it. He goes live that day and says he calls up his mum.
Yeah.
And I know you say it's annoying, but that moments like that are kind of like iconic moments of YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he's like, he's a bit of a mummy's boy. He's very tight with his mum, but he's like, Mum, how old was I when I was in LA? Because Alexis lied and said he was 16. She's like 18.
Mm.
Then he's like, who gave me the false ID? And she's like, it was Sloan.
Oh. Sloan got him one. You know, I get those two confused. If anything, I bet Sloan gave him like his old ID because they look alike.
That's exactly it. He was like,
Yeah,
you can use my ID because you look like me.
exactly. Like sometimes I'll see one of them and be like, which one is that? Because, cause, yeah.
So now to wrap this
Mm,
up, because
yeah.
I really hope we've not missed anything. Um,
So
she's destroyed all
Alexa,
those people
go ahead.
platforms and
Sorry.
social media
Yeah.
platforms and all of that. She's sued Kat Tenbarge. She's trying to vindictively sue her. She's not succeeding. I hope she doesn't get her extension.
Yeah.
Um, but justice for Kat Tenbarge is what I say at this point.
Yeah.
Um, Going back to Sloan and the Free Britney movement, so they've always had this conspiracy about Lou Taylor, and I appreciate that you come from the Free Britney law. What did you say? It's your Roman games.
Oh, my Roman Empire,
It's your
which
Roman,
is,
and it's
which
not mine.
was, it came from TikTok, right? Someone asked their boyfriend how often they think about the Roman Empire, and they said every day. And then people were asking men all the time, how much do you think about the Roman Empire? And they're like, all the time. I don't understand it. But so your Roman Empire is whatever you're like obsessed with, you know?
Oh.
And to me, it's Britney Spears in 2007 and and the conservatorship.
So what was you really into the music or was it the look? What was it about her? Get me
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah,
Fill
cuz
me in.
when she came on the scene, I was I was 12. So, I got into her at a really young age. And then I think we were all worried about her when she married Kevin Federline cuz he seemed like an idiot. And so then when they got a divorce, like Rosie O'Donnell, I don't know if you've seen the clip of her going on The View the next day and being like, Britney Spears is divorcing Kevin Federline. And I
No,
don't know
I've
why.
never really been
Yeah, we
much of a
were
pop fan.
okay.
So, but I
What's
did used to read Perez Hilton's blog.
yes.
So that was how I knew a lot about all these people. Like, I used to love Nicole Richie
Yeah.
and how
And
she
she would
dressed.
get
And
okay.
I mean, I've sent you. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing on this. I don't know. One day we'll get there. Um. Anyway, I've sent you a photo of what I used to look like in my fashion days.
I think you look the same. Are you like it's so
You
long
do?
ago? Yeah.
Yeah. That. Do you know when that picture's from?
1999.
2011.
Oh,
I was like,
2011.
I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, is that what I used to look like? Um, but yeah, I took my inspiration from those blogs. That's why I used to read them because of the way they dressed. I was kind of
Yeah.
obsessed with the LA look.
Okay.
Um, and that was my interest in it. So people like Britney, well, we know he used to put Britney Spears on there, but to be honest with you, I could already see even then that what he did was very distasteful. And I think, I don't know when it was, but around, I used to be subscribed to this magazine called Grazia. I don't know if
Oh,
you've heard of it, but like
no.
it's like a woman's magazine, and I used to get it it was every week. And then one day I was reading it and I was like, why am I reading this shit? Because it's those magazines are made for you to feel like you need to buy this product to
Oh,
feel
yeah.
better about yourself. And it was
Yeah.
like one day it just suddenly hit me like a light bulb. Like, I'm like, wait a minute, they're trying to get me to get that bag because it's
Yeah.
the bag. They would have bag of the week.
Oh,
Do
wow.
you know?
But then
And
Perez
then
Hilton was
working in
just
that
always
industry,
being shitty.
he was always being shitty, and I definitely picked up on it. But I guess I was just like, kind of, I worked in that industry, so your image and your look, it was part of my job. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
I knew that if I turned up, because I used to have to do appearances and stuff, and it's like, that's what gets people talking. Like, oh, I love your outfit. Where's this from? Where's that from? You know, and it's like, it just kind of
Mm.
makes the whole job so much easier when when you're putting on your, it's like kind of like putting on your armor
Resume.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, oh, that was my excuse anyway. No,
But so
I felt like,
you were
and that
never a
like I
Britney fan.
a fan, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, it's
Yeah.
not my kind of music. Um, I was a hip hop girl anyway. Um, just kind of missed me completely. But obviously, she had that like moment where she was friends with Paris Hilton and
Mhm.
Lindsay
Lindsay?
Lohan.
Yeah.
So I guess is that the period you're talking about?
Yeah, she
Was that
was
2007 or?
in 2007. They would just write about her every day because she would be out just driving around and going to gas stations with no shoes on, or like going down to the beach and getting in the water with her underwear on, or like when she shaved her head.
Mm,
It was just hard to look away from
yeah.
because I think I was at an age where I was like, well, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? And like
Right.
you said earlier, there's a
Yeah.
lot of
So,
substance abuse, you know?
but I'll be honest with you. I don't think I even was really thinking at that
That
about them at that time.
Yeah, I wasn't, even though they were
Because
writing that.
even though I knew people like that, I was like, yeah, but that's my friends, that's not them. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I just did,
Yeah.
my mind wasn't that corrupted then. But now it seems to me so obvious. And also, like, I think you might have even mentioned this, that I think they were putting those kids on Adderall to
Oh, yeah.
perform.
Yeah, just like Judy Garland.
Yeah. And isn't Adderall just basically a refined
Speed.
version of methamphetamine?
Yeah. You can even get a prescription for Adderall that's starts with the word meth, meth and blah blah blah. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
yep, that's what we're taking.
Yeah. Because I mean, didn't Drake have some or something? You know, when they had those pictures of the I don't know if you probably don't follow hip hop,
You mean Drake
but
the
that was a
rapper?
crossover story. Yeah, the beef between him and Kendrick Lamar, that was a big thing in
Yeah, I
2024.
remember it
But
a
this
little
guy,
bit,
like,
but yeah.
he left all this stuff in a hotel room, and the security guard took a picture of it, and then Kendrick Lamar made it into the artwork for his song about him.
Oh.
And there
Oh.
was a prescription. There was a prescription bottle, and I've just got a feeling that it said meth on it.
Yeah.
I could
I
be
have to look
wrong.
that up. I gotta look that up, but I wouldn't be surprised.
And there was Ozempic as well.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Well, that's he makes fun of Drake for getting, fake abs, right? Or
A
like
lot of people have said
yeah,
that he's. I wouldn't put it past him. He seems very vain. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, so I've tried to understand the thing with Britney Spears. For me, I thought the driving with her kid on her lap was a bit of a
mm,
Michael Jackson dangling the baby over the balcony moment. Like, that shows to me. I know they tried to, like, say, oh, that's just her upbringing, da 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 da. But I was like, yeah, that doesn't really seem like a very good choice to make as a mother.
no,
Like,
no,
um, and then I do remember, like, I think there was one time when there was talk of doing a photo shoot with her.
yes. And
But I
she
think that
rubbed,
might
like,
have been a bit.
chicken grease on her dress. That's
I
what I
don't think it
assume.
happened in the U. I don't think she did one in the UK, but there was talk of it happening. But I think that was a little bit further down the line.
Oh,
Um, but you were talking about, speaking of the UK, you were talking about Kevin and Britney Chaos. That was
yeah,
filmed in London. That's in the Berkeley
yeah.
Hotel.
Oh, do you
I
know that hotel?
recognised it. Yeah, that's like a
Oh,
super posh hotel,
I'm
and
sure.
they're in the penthouse.
Yeah, it looked
Um,
really nice.
so I guess she was in London for that. But I mean, look at the state of her. That is not someone that's going to be on the cover of Vogue or Elle anytime soon. Like,
When she's in
we
Chaotic?
did one with, you know who we did one with? Misha Barton.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She is cool, but she had a
Okay.
raging problem that I wasn't aware of. Um, so
I think
a lot of these
yeah.
girls, they put on a good show
Yeah.
despite what was going on.
True.
Um, but yeah, so I feel like with the Free Britney thing, because I came into it from the outside as a complete outsider. So I was obviously aware that she'd been treated badly in the press, but I just was like any other celebrity, that's how they get treated. Like, I have no time for that narrative going on.
Mhm.
Um, and body shaming and all of that. I've always found it gross.
Yeah.
And I've
But
tried to,
with
yeah.
the Free Britney thing, did you have an opinion when they were arguing that she should be free, or no, because
Well,
you
that's what I was going
didn't
to say.
really?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, because you didn't watch
I
her
knew,
get put in the conservatorship, really.
no, I didn't really know anything about it. I remember the Blackout song. That was
Mhm.
my favorite song.
Give me more.
You want a piece of me? Yeah,
You want,
give
yeah, a
me
piece of
more. And
me. Yeah.
yeah, they were my favorite Britney songs, which is awful because that was like her lowest point.
Yeah, but her best album, everybody agrees.
Really, I'm not the only
Yeah.
one. It was
No.
just a bit more edgy for me, It was
Mhm.
like, yeah,
Yeah, I
I
was
could
sick
dig
of
it.
the bubblegum thing that she had been doing, and so I enjoyed the Blackout album too.
So then she was like, I remember there was the talk about her doing, yeah, there was a talk about doing a shoot, and obviously, like, it would have been cool to work with her because she's one of those names that it's like she's up there. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Household name. That didn't happen, and then I remember like the X Factor, and I remember people saying about is she on something, and
Mhm.
they're sort of like, you know, medicating her up to go and do that. And I remember like sort of hearing vague conversations about it, but I wasn't like interested because I didn't have a connection like obviously you did. So yeah, then and then I probably might have watched like one of the documentaries
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
know there was a few documentaries and I do remember that.
Okay.
And then there was that clip when she said that Lou Taylor had been stalking her. And I just feel like, so going through the whole YouTube experience and realizing that these Free Britney people were a bunch of trolls, I'm sorry, but they were. I just had to start questioning the whole Lou Taylor narrative and the fact that they've been so obsessed with her and so focused on her. And I'm not saying I in any way approve of Lou Taylor, but I think the problem is that the artists that use her services do,
Yeah, I know.
because she's a money manager.
Right, and didn't you know how BJ thinks Lou Taylor took a whole bunch of Britney's money?
And used it to buy the Kardashians brand or
Yeah.
something. Yes,
Yeah.
and I debunked it myself. And I said, because
Right.
I've made that video about Free Britney was a scam. And I
Right, right.
thought maybe I'm a bit too early because I just feel like
I
it's
don't
gonna
know if
come
you
out.
are. I know. I mean, it's not like my Britney podcast didn't, like, perform as well as I thought it, like, I thought it would bring strangers in, but it didn't, and I don't know what's going on, like, with what people are saying about her. It just seems.
They're still falling for the bullshit. Like, that's why I made the video, because I saw that when the Kevin Federline book came out,
Yeah,
they started making um
anti-Kevin stuff.
conspiracies again, yeah, and saying that uh Kevin Federline is cashing in on her just because he doesn't have a job now, or because he's not getting um
Alimony or whatever.
yeah, which I mean, I know I just said that about um
Yeah, Alexa.
Alexis Nicholas, but it's completely different because unless you find out for yourself that she didn't want custody of her kids, she didn't comply with the court protocols to retain shared custody, so they gave the kids to him.
Mm.
But it's always been angled by those people of like they held the kids as a weapon over her. And I'm sorry, but a lot of these stories, they just simply do not factually stand up. The thing about the investment in the Kardashians was the biggest load. But well, I even remember her saying it, and I was
Mhm.
like, this just does not sound.
Yeah.
And it really shocked me as well to find out that BJ worked for a mergers and acquisitions law firm. I
Oh.
was like, are you serious? Like you supposed to know about this stuff. Like
Yeah.
I just honestly, the longer it's gone on, the more I've realized what absolute con artists these people are. The whole Lou Taylor thing, she was always going on about Lou Taylor. Look how many videos she's made about Lou Taylor, probably as many as Lima, if not more.
Yeah.
Has Lou Taylor ever sent her one cease and desist or told her to take anything down?
Well, she'd like us to think that she has,
That
but
she wrote an email to get her to leave her job? I don't think so.
yeah.
Like, it's just, and her and Sloane did a video together where Sloane said that Lou Taylor had sent him a cease and desist.
Oh.
And
Okay.
honestly, once I started finding out all this stuff, I was like, I bet they made that shit up because Lou Taylor hasn't done a thing about it. And they were even doing it during the Diddy trial. They were like, Robin's on the docket. She was the one paying for the escorts. And it's like, uh, they were like the accountants.
Mm.
They
Mm.
weren't booking they're employed by the artist to manage the money. So if he says, why am this money to such and such, they're under instruction to do it as the client. Like they're not
Yeah.
um
Going to the freak offs or like organizing the freak offs.
but that was how they described it in their commentary. They were like, she's going to jail for booking sex workers. And it's like, this is what I mean. Like they just say things and everyone gets excited, and the reality is so far from that. Like, I'm sorry, but P. Diddy has used those people's service for a reason.
Mm.
So he can keep his money in different holding company accounts.
Wait, did you happen to see when Britney Spears went over to hang out with Kim Kardashian and Khloe
I did,
Kardashian?
yeah. I did, yeah.
So I was like, are they going to put her in another conservatorship? Because
Look,
if the
I don't think
Kardashians,
conservatorships are a good idea.
right,
Don't get me
right.
wrong.
I guess I'm kind of, because I still love Britney, I'm like, who can help get Britney back on track? Maybe it's the
She
Kardashians?
can. No. The
No, I know.
Kardashians
She
are
just doesn't want to.
horrible. Look how many addicts they've had in there.
Right.
Kanye,
Yeah.
Lamar Odom, Scott Disick. They
Mhm.
are all effed up guys with serious problems.
Yeah. Well, that's it seems like they love a
They do.
project.
They're enablers.
Enablers. Yeah.
They're enablers. And I think personally, although I'm not, like I said, I don't have any attachment to Britney Spears, I thought I don't hate the girl. I see that Reddit page discussing
Mhm.
Britney, and
Mhm.
I just think, okay, this is a bit much. Like you don't need to put all the videos up of her spinning around and making jokes about it. Like just leave her alone. Just
I
leave her
know.
alone.
I
But
know.
yeah, the Kardashians and Paris Hilton, I
Right.
just think. I think the way they jumped in on that opportunity, just I find them disgusting. They'll take any opportunity for publicity.
Yeah. True.
And the woman is clearly not in a good place. And I don't think a conservatorship is going to make her in a better place. The only person
No.
who can help her, same with Bam Margera, like these are people that need to like take control of their own destiny and their own life. They've had everything.
Yeah. And they just point the
They've had
finger at
people
other people. Like,
they've had people doing everything for them, living
right.
comfortably, managing their money so they don't spend all their own money
Mm-hmm.
or give it away to drug dealers or hang on a scammers hanging around them or whatever, like putting restraining orders against that Sam Lutfi guy, and then flipping Popcorn Planet has him on his channel, and they're saying, "Oh, but did you hear what Sam Lutfi said?" This is when I was like, "I'm making a video about this. These people, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it because their whole thing during their commentary heyday was her family and manager are exploiting Britney, and that's why she needs to be free from the conservatorship. And it turns out that's exactly what they were doing and would still like to be doing. Only
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just not.
Yeah.
It's just not a popular topic anymore. Um. So yeah, I think if someone makes a big video about it, maybe I might get a few more eyes on mine. But I it didn't really
Yeah.
it didn't really hit. It didn't really hit where I wanted it to. But because I think deep dive as well, Jake Yonsei, he's very good at editing.
Mm-hmm.
And he really does that whole thing of like using the music and the sound effects and the cuts to really make you feel like he's doing something dramatic. But when I was watching the stuff about the licensing, I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about with this.
The licensing of what?
Her brand. Like he made this
Oh, I see.
like
Y-
saying that it was just ridiculous. It was saying that because she didn't turn up to the zone,
Right.
that
I
they
don't think I
weren't.
watched this, but
So it was an old video that they made ages ago, but it was part of the series. He did a 5-part series,
yeah,
and
on Brittany. Yeah. Okay, so maybe I did watch all of
Instagram
it.
deep dive. Yeah, so the zone was like it was kind of like a
A museum of
immersive
Brittany.
immersive event, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were saying like they've ripped her off because she's not even appearing at it. They're ripping off the fans and they're ripping her off because she's not even appearing at it. She obviously, if she was contracted to appear at it, like they just don't think about contracts. And it's the same as the it's the same as the Justin Baldoni. They don't understand. Everything is with a contract.
Mm-hmm.
You
Wait,
know,
what was I gonna
she has
ask you?
She has employed a bunch of people to license her name, and that's how she makes an income.
Right. And
So they
then
get approached by whoever runs those immersive spaces, and they're like, "Let's do a Britney thing. Yeah, we'll call it the Zone." And then it's like they negotiate the terms and how much she's gonna get, and like whether she wants to do an appearance or not, and how much that will cost. And I don't know whether Britney didn't go because she couldn't be bothered or because she wasn't getting paid, because she wouldn't say that, you know. But they
yeah.
came up with a whole narrative, and then it closed down because of COVID anyway. So yeah, of course it lost money. Like
Right, right.
that was when I was just watching him thinking, okay, because you've done that now, I can't take anything else you've said seriously. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? And it's the same
Oh,
with the perfume. And it's the Kim Kardashian thing as well with what's the name?
Lou
Kylie
Taylor.
Jenner and the
Mm-hmm.
600K. If you
Mm-hmm.
actually look at Kylie Jenner, I actually looked Kylie Jenner's business up on Crunchbase.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, um, you know how Kylie Jenner made money
No, how?
from the app download?
Oh, really? When they all had their own apps?
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
I think the lip kits, again, it's a licensing deal.
Yeah,
They
because she
license the
just,
name.
yeah,
Someone else makes the product, someone else produces the product, someone else distributes the product. She just launches it on her channel, and then they say it's broken the internet, but that's probably a
right,
lie, you
right.
know.
Jake Yonsei, he used to work with BJ, but do you think they had a falling out?
Yeah,
Yeah, doesn't it look like they don't work together anymore?
100. They had a falling out over Bam Margera.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Okay,
Because
yeah, because,
she was interviewing him because he was drunk.
yeah,
He was, and she was interviewing him at her house. And this should have been the sign for me to like wake up and smell the coffee, but I wasn't quite there yet.
not yet. Yeah.
Because I mean, even with him, I was like, I wasn't that really interested in him, but I was more of a supporter of hers because I believed she was an activist.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she delayed the third part of the interview where he was really high for a long time. And then there was like rumors that she'd got a new editor. And she started like
Oh,
her format started going all over the place because she started doing a podcast with her husband and they started
yeah.
talking about all these random topics. Like, and then and then there was, this was a massive red flag when they started talking about Jordan Peterson
Oh my God.
and free speech. And that
Yeah.
was when I started going, hang on a minute,
Yeah.
what's going on here? But yeah, so the whole thing with Bam Margera was that they recorded that interview. And also, we didn't know she was doing this TV show as well.
Right, right.
Um, and he was obviously high. He sent people out to get drink for him. And she
Mm-hmm.
carried on the interview and then wanted to broadcast it. And I think him and some other people in the team were like, that's
Yeah.
unethical.
Yeah.
And so she didn't listen. And so how
Yeah.
does that make her
She's
look? Makes her look exactly the same as Mark later.
so true. I know.
That's
They're
all I,
such
it's all I've
hypocrites.
I know, it's all I've been trying to say because it's like, and this is why I really like you and your podcast, is because you're not just out there like snarking. Like
Oh.
I'm just a regular person. You're just a regular person. Like I'm consuming content. I'm sorry, that's all there is to do.
I know. True. It's so funny because I get so many comments that it's not even that many, but like for the Demi Lovato episode, they're like, you guys are just mean.
I
And
saw
I was
that.
like, I didn't think so.
She was like, "Don't you know she hired a whole new PR team?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that wasn't anything to do with the episode. Like, you go into really interesting, like today we've talked about this whole thing about like using survivor and trauma to publicize your brand. Like, I'm sorry, that is not a good thing to be doing. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
it. I
Well, every
know.
time we see it happen, it kind of it feels icky or it turns into an Alexa Nikolas situation where it's like you're being shitty to a lot of people. and then claiming that they're being shitty to you.
Right. And you're actually bullying people
Exactly.
online because you're in a position with a platform to be able to do that. And that's all I've been trying to say. It's like, this is nothing personal, but it's got to the point where it's clear to me that her intentions, she didn't care about her audience when she was doing Free Bam and probably Free Britney. It was all about like promoting herself as an activist, making it seem to us like she was genuinely trying to get Bam Margera out of a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
And all
But
she really
then,
wanted was
yeah,
more
was
people
clout.
watching, more people donating, more people buying her merch. She wanted people to make content about it so that she could get more focus to be on the documentary about the Free Bam movement. I didn't even clock it until it all went wrong. That's when I went back and watched it, and I'm like, wait, she just said all go out and make content.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then the person that did, the person that like started to make a lot of content and really supported you while you were having that defamation lawsuit going on, you literally turned around and stabbed her in the back to the point where she still doesn't have a channel. And you've
Who?
let um High Priestess Steph.
Oh, okay.
That's the person whose Discord server I joined. Um
Right.
and then she got like, it's a little bit like what happened with Alexa Nikolas, but on a much smaller scale. Some people, unbeknownst to me and others, had already spoken to her in DMs, and like they took over the Discord server and invited a bunch of their mates in,
Mm-hmm.
where you were supposed to go through her, like to have a verification. And so
Mm-hmm.
she finds out there's all these people that are in there, and she's thinking, who are all these people? How did they get in here? So then it all started to unravel. It was over a very short period of time, but it was an innocent mistake. Like at the very least, she was being a bit naive. But you know, we can all be human and be naive. And so that's all why I've ever speak about any of this stuff, because I just see it happening in so many different places, and people really believe that these creators are doing something. They're like, but he's exposing this and he's against corruption, and I'm like, no he ain't.
Mm-hmm. Not when it
That's just
comes
what
to
he wants
their
you
own.
to see, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
At the very least, I just wanted to kind of connect with other people that I can be like, we don't need to fall for this. Like, we don't all have to be toxic and do drama and, you know, like getting into combative situations with people. Like, we can do this sensibly and debunk things and just make sense of it in our
Right.
own space without fear of harm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, if we don't do that, we're just leaving it to all these bad people.
I know. Who's going to be the next bad person? You know, there's always another one.
I don't know. Do you know what I was thinking? I'm like, we haven't had a true crime thing for ages. Like,
Oh,
do you know what I
really?
mean? Well,
I don't know.
what was the last big one? Was I can't even
like
think.
a
For
murder?
us, it can be a murder or a person who's disappeared. You know, it's like all that Brian Kohlberg.
Yeah,
That case,
Koberger.
yeah, that was massive. Um, we've had a couple of big ones in the UK, but there's just been nothing lately. Like, so
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
it's
like, give
hard
me
to think.
something. I need something to work on. I'm not doing Scientology. I'm not doing Ashton Kutcher.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm into the Epstein. I'm deep into the Epstein.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I know. What are you finding out?
I mean, from reading that book, it just shows me that this tech industry
Yeah.
goes back to the early 2000s, because he was putting it all together. He was there putting it all together.
Wow. Wasn't he doing stuff with like genetic
Yep,
stuff?
eugenics, all of
That's
it.
fuck that's
Eugenics,
crazy.
surveillance. If you look about our worst things at the moment, we're all online, we're all fighting each other. They planned it out. I'm telling you, they planned it out at those conferences. He was going to the TED Talk conferences in the 2000s with Virginia Giuffre on the private jet, and then
Wow.
he was the some of his, like, the men that he was trafficking her to were doing AI investments,
Yeah.
and all the surveillance technology deals he was doing in Africa and Israel and Russia, apparently, and
Mhm.
Saudi Arabia. Like, this is we are now in the aftermath of what he was doing with his group in the 2000s. So
Yeah,
that's
and
what I found.
now we're like release the documents and we're just waiting for them to release them and Donald Trump is
Well, I heard
I
they
don't
spent
know.
a I heard they spent $1 million on redacting the documents.
Okay. So that's where we're
so,
at.
so that's where your tax money goes.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, people look at Epstein as a one-off, and he wasn't. He was
Yeah.
in with all of them. He was in with all of them at the bank. The banks are dodgy. Every single person that he was in
Mhm.
contact with is doing something dodgy, and that's why there've been so much secrecy over it and so much effort to keep it hidden, because they can't, it's not like they're exposing 10 people, they're exposing the entire world. That's the
Mhm.
conclusion
I
I've
know.
come to. And I really believe that we're living in a period of mental illness. I'm sorry.
Well,
That's how I
yeah.
see it.
I don't know if he cheated in the election and that's how he won, but I look at my friend who's from Tibet where they were taken over by China, by a dictator. And I'm like, you've moved to the United States where we vote for our dictator. Like, we voted for
He is
him.
a dictator. He
Yeah.
literally is a dictator. But listen, I'm going to have to run off because
Okay.
my battery is on red and I don't want it to suddenly cut out just as we're getting to
Yeah.
stuff. But
Jeffrey
I love doing
Epstein.
that. Let me just see if we've got.
Oh, Concerned Kitizen says that BJ was wasted when she interviewed Bam. She had on sunglasses, didn't
Do you
she?
think? Because
Yeah,
I
I
always
think
thought
she
she said,
was.
oh my God. See, despite all my
Yeah.
cynicism,
Yeah.
I fell for that because I thought she didn't drink.
She was starstruck, I think. So
She was
she,
starstruck. And that was the other thing. Not only did she fall apart with her whole team, because it was
yeah.
like her research team walked out, everyone was disgusted. Not everyone, but it was a split, half and half. Of course, Monica, her troll mod, was on board with it. Um, but then she started becoming obsessed with her friendship with him and trying to convince us all that she was best friends with him. And I was just like, what the hell's going on with this? Like, it was
Yeah.
embarrassed. I was embarrassed for her because up until then, she'd kind of tried to make out she was like doing journalism. And I'm like, that ain't journalism. Like,
Mm-mm. Especially you don't get this close to your subject.
you
That's not
exactly
journalism. Yeah.
you need to retain a
Boundary.
distance
Yeah.
if you're going to be doing journalism. So yeah, and I was just like, what of all the celebrities to like die on the hill for, you picked him? Like,
Yeah.
he's so douchey.
Yeah. And like not
And
doing anything.
and he was arrested for abusing his baby mother and child in public.
Oh my
Why
God.
you what and you're getting everyone to donate money and fight for his rights. I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling this. And one more thing I just want to say quickly,
Okay.
on the donating thing. That's what really pissed me off, was when one of her little fans was putting in comments like, please just donate for her wedding.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She started doing this whole, I can't even get married now because of the lawsuit, and what if I want to have a baby? And I'm like, girl, you got yourself into that mess. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You were asking to be sued. You were like, please do it. And then she did it.
And then she had to convince us that Lima was this evil, rich, powerful person, which she wasn't a good person, but
Yeah.
she definitely wasn't, like, I don't know,
Rich and
who she made
powerful.
out.
Yeah.
Right.
She's a
I mean,
nobody.
she's
Anyways, you should go to bed, I bet. It's time to go to sleep, isn't it?
it definitely is, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Well,
wind down. It's been
this was
so
fun.
lovely.
Yeah.
I'll speak to you real soon. Think of a
Okay.
great topic for the next one.
I feel
And
like you
stay
should
away
come.
from Alexa Nikolas,
Yeah,
everyone.
stay
She ain't no
away.
victim. She's a bully.
She sure
Bye.
is.
Like
Shout
and
out
subscribe to Online BS Pod.
and go do your own
And
research.
see you next time. And thank you, Concerned Citizen, for the super chat. One day I'll be able to post it on the stage.